Good morning to everyone. It's gardening time. Let's get those garden gloves out and go have some fun in the garden. So glad you're here to see what I have done and have accomplished. We're going to start with the green tower that I planted up a few months back, and it's looking beautiful. And we're also going to a new area that is a total hot mess. And it's going to look bad probably for another month or 6 weeks. But I promise you, in 2 months, it will be as beautiful as the green tower. Just needs a little bit of work and love. So keep coming back for my weekly updates of the garden. I'm trying to build a small food garden for me and my husband can have some fresh fruits and vegetables out there in the garden. It's possible, even with a small piece of land, to grow a lot of things to eat, as you're going to see by my weekly garden post. I'm putting in some new stuff this week. Stay tuned, watch the video, and see what Grandma planted this week. Keep coming back each week for the weekly updates and see how the garden is growing. My sweet friends, thank you so much for coming by. Anyone that is not already following us, please click the like button and start following. Well, here's my weekly update on my green tower, and of course, all my lettuce. Does it not look beautiful and healthy? Just adding some flowers sprinkled in here along with all the lettuce. It's so beautiful. Now, this lettuce is only going to last for maybe until May. It might even go sooner if it turns hot too soon. But lettuce does not grow good in the summertime here. It's just too hot. But I wanted to share how beautiful everything looked. Hope you enjoyed the update on the green tower. Now let's go over and look at my new tower. It's not a new green tower, but it's a big piece of metal that I got for free about 6 years ago. I was hoping to get a second one for I could make a beautiful archway in my garden, but I've never been able to find another one. If I ever do, I will build an arch. But right now, it's great to grow beans and tomatoes and anything that gets a lot of height because it is quite large. And it doesn't look like much this year because I've just started working on it again. But I can promise you, in another 2 months, it will be as pretty as this green tower. Let's go see Grandma's new garden project in the garden. And that garden work is never done. You think you get it looking beautiful, and the next thing you do, you turn around and it's ready, time to weed, rip things out, and start things over. And since I'm trying to build a lot of gardening projects in my garden to do with food process, producing food now, it takes even a little more work. But I'm trying to make it easier for me, like these green towers. I only have the one, but my goal is by next year to maybe get 2 more. And I'm going to put them in the same area where this one is and move some other pots out. I think it looks beautiful, and I'll have to replant it probably 2 or 3 times a year, seasonal, because a lot of the stuff you grow is seasonal when it's with food. And even with flowers, all the flowers you see in this green tower, actually you can only grow them in, the white flowers probably will grow year round. But these here are only in the winter time or fall and spring. They won't make it in the summers here. It's too hot. And I'm waiting to see how the carrots are going to do. I may grow most of my carrots in here because I can keep in control of more of the things in the green tower than I can in the garden. It's easier because I don't have to really do weeding. I can keep the soil nice and soft and easy for carrots to grow. So I'm really happy so far how the carrots are growing in here. I'm going to probably have to keep smaller carrots in here, but so far I'm happy. We'll see how they grow this year. Next year I'll do a better job because I will use less seeds. I really had too many carrot seeds in here, so I don't know how well they're going to do, but it'll be my fault. Well, let's go see what else Grandma's doing in the garden. I know it doesn't look very pretty, but we've got to start somewhere. This here is an area that hasn't been planted for quite a while. I pulled out a bunch of the grass that was in here And now I'm going to put cardboard down to keep the weeds from coming back in here. As you can see, I still need a lot more cardboard and a lot more to do done. But we'll get it done. It's just a matter of time. And I had some broken pieces that weren't anywhere being used in the garden. So I put them in here to help support the soil. We're just going to do the best we can with what we have. Not going to go spend a ton of money. These are broken pieces, so they're free. The cardboard was free. And I did spend $4 for the soil that I'm going to put over here fresh. And then we're going to plant 2 tomatoes in. And that's probably all I'm going to do today. And maybe put some flower seeds out. I need to get some more supports here, but I will probably have to buy them next week because I'm trying really hard not to be spending a lot of money each week. I'm trying to keep my garden about $20 a week for what I'm spending. I think I spent $15 this week, so I'll add that extra $5 into next week, and so that'll give us $25 to spend, and I will buy some things and add some more things. Each week I will add more to this one support. It's pretty tall, as you can see, and we will see what we can do. My goal for this month is to get this whole thing planted, and it's quite tall, and I can have anything to get some height and help it grow. As you can see, this is really big and heavy. And even at that, one of these supports have actually got bent from the wind. The wind is just terrible here. And Grandma needs to do a lot of cleaning up over in this area. And we're going to do the best we can with what we have. And I have another little container here that needs to be cleaned out. And as soon as I get this one planted, all 4 sides, I will start cleaning that one out and replanting it with something. This will be very, very pretty. Just give me a couple more months and I will give you updates every week on how the garden is growing. We have a lot more still to do. I'm going to do a little project every day until this thing is totally planted up. And I'm keeping my budget at $20 a week. I spent $15 this week, and we'll see what I get next week. I'll have $25. The extra $5 I'm putting in an envelope, for I can add it to the $20 that I'm allowing myself to spend on the garden every week. That means $100 a month. So we'll see how much I can get done. And that's going to be including the plants for the fairy garden too. Not the fairy garden supplies, but the fairy garden plants. Because I have to get myself on a budget. I spend way too much. Now these are small tomatoes. They'll do great here in California year round. And they'll probably winter over fine and be great for a couple of years. These are the sun sugar ones. There's, as you can see, they're sort of a light orange or almost a yellow maybe. And these here are just some real pretty red ones, and they're called cherry reds, and they're small too, and those are the best kind for us to use here. I have really a hard time growing tomatoes. The small tomatoes grow so well here, no trouble with them at all, and I really don't have much of a bug problem with them either. The big beef tomatoes, I have never had any luck growing them, so I've given up on them. Just going to stay with the small ones because they do so well. Like I said, we'll keep working on this until it's totally planted and put together. It'll probably take another 3 to 4 weeks to get it all done, getting everything bought. And I'm putting myself on a budget. Normally I could spend a lot of money and get this done quicker, but we got to budget ourselves. We've got runaway inflation this year. So we're just going to do the best we can with what we have. So I finally got my tomatoes in. They're in an area that should be fine for a while. And I have plenty of containers to still plant in and get ready. So I will give you weekly updates on the garden. This is this week's garden video. We put some tomato plants in. Hugs and kisses from Grandma Sandy and Debbie. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget, weekly garden post This week it was putting 2 little tomato plants in, and we'll take some pictures next week and let you see how they've grown.